episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. I'm your host, Dananjaya Silva. You've probably seen me before from some of the other videos that we've shot here at PMD Tea. What we're hoping to bring you with this selection of videos is a behind-the-scenes look of how we at PMD Tea taste, grade and buy our teas. The teas that you won't find on this show will be teas with flavourings in them, teas with fruit pieces in them, teas with just general rubbish that we at PMD Tea do not classify to be tea. What you will find on this show, however, is single estates, seasonal single estates, and single batch manufacturers that have been created specifically for PMD Tea and that we pass on to our valued customers, you at home. So if you know a lot about tea or you don't know much about tea, join us every Tuesday and Thursday for this show, and I'm sure you'll get to know a lot more about the wonderful world of tea. So to get us kicked off on the first episode, I've got a line of teas that are well known in Sri Lanka. The grade of tea is known as BOP, so this episode will be about a tasting about BOP. Now, for anyone at home who doesn't know what BOP stands for, it stands for Broken Orange Pekoe. And I've got four wonderful estates, some very well-known names in Sri Lanka, and maybe you've heard of them before. So let's get started with the first tea to be reviewed on the PMD Tea Buyers Club. It is from Mahagostote Estate, which some of you might know as Lover's Leap. Now, anyone who's seen our website or anyone who's bought our Lover's Leap will know that there's a current Lover's Leap on the website. This, however, is a grade of BOP tea. Now, the Lover's Leap that we have on the website is a Pekoe grade. It's a seasonal tea. This isn't a seasonal tea. It's a BOP grade. It comes off my hand in a wonderful manner. It's got a silky texture to it. The leaf is true to grade. It's got a slight green hint to it, which is typical of a Nuwareliya tea. This is exactly what you want to see in a good BOP tea. So I'm going to put this leaf away, and the way that I'm going to be doing these tastings each week is we'll look at the leaf grade, we'll then look at the infusion itself, which is here. So this is the infusion of the BOP from Mahagostote or Lover's Leap. Now, the leaf looks very bright, it's even. There's a slight green coppery tinge to the leaf as well. Let me give it a quick sniff. There's a wonderful smell coming off this leaf, a little eucalyptusy minty note coming out. This is exactly what you want to see in a good Nuwareliya tea. Now let's have a look at the cup itself. If I bring the cup over to the front here, you've got a bright orange cup. You can see right through to the bottom. It looks like a very desirable liquor to have, so let's give it a taste. There's a wonderful taste coming out of that cup. It's got all the characteristics of a Nuwareliya. It's got an astringent quality that you feel right in the mid to back palate of your mouth, and a slight bitterness as well. It's a very nice tea, and it's been very well made. Let's have a look at the next tea. We've got a Queensberry tea. Now, this tea is from the Dimbula region, which is a very famous region. In fact, it was the second region in the country that was to be planted. So this is the tea from the Queensberry. Queensberry Estate is located in the Thalawahele sub-district of Dimbula. This is the leaf here. It's a black leaf. Comes off my hand like silk. It's true to grade. I'm going to give it a quick sniff to see what it smells like. It's something that I actually didn't do with the Mahagostote, but it's something that I'll be doing with the Queensberry here. So let's give this a quick sniff. The aroma isn't as strong on this tea, on the Queensberry. The leaf is nice, but I'm not getting an aroma that just hits me right in my senses, which is a bit of a shame. Let's have a look at the actual leaf itself. Now, the infusion is a little dull for my liking. It's not as bright as I would like to have it. It looks a bit dull. Let's give it a quick smell. There's a wonderful tea flavour, however, coming off this leaf. It's got a very earthy note coming through, which smells very nice, and it's quite typical actually of Thalawahele teas. They have a very soily, earthy, oaky type of flavour. Let's have a look at the actual cup colour itself. It's very bright, nice clear cup. It's not as thick as in body as to some of the other little teas that I've got here. So let's give this one a quick taste. That doesn't taste too nice. It's got a slight bakey, over-fired taste coming through right at the end of the palate. It tells me that tea's been over-fired. There's just something not right with the flavour, and I think it's been over-fired. It has a very burnt note right at the back of your tongue. The next two teas I've got, again, are from the Dimbula region, but they're particularly from Moray sub-district. Now, in my humble opinion, I think Moray is probably the world's finest tea growing region. Many of you who will know PMD and will know why I say that. However, I've got two good teas and I'm hoping that they really knock us out, because the Queensberry, it didn't really do it for me. So the first tea that I've got from Moray to review is from Gouravilla Estate, and the other one I've got is from Moray. So let's start off with the Gouravilla first. Now, looking at the leaf, it's a beautiful black leaf. It's true to grade BOP. I've just touched this leaf just now. It feels like silk coming off my hand. It doesn't have a gravelly texture, which is not what we want to see with these smaller leaf grade teas. It just feels wonderful coming off the hand. It's true to grade. There isn't any fibre in the leaf at all. It's nice and black as well. So let's give this a quick sniff, just to see what the Gouravilla offers. There's a wonderful fresh tea smell coming from this leaf, a wonderful aroma. It just takes me back to a tea factory, that fresh factory smell that you get when the tea has been freshly made. That's the smell that I get from this sample. Let's have a look at the actual infusion itself now. Now the infusion is a lot brighter to the Queensberry. In fact, I'm going to bring the Queensberry over so that you can compare the two infusions for yourselves and you can see the difference in the actual leaf itself. Now, this is the Gouravilla on my left and this is the Queensberry on my right. And you can see the difference in the colour of the two infusions there. You know? The Gouravilla on my left is a lot brighter, this is a lot duller. And what you're looking for in a good infusion is you want to have a nice bright infusion with a slight hint of a coppery tinge on the leaf as well. So let's have a look at the Muscadet tea from Gouravilla. Well, that's the cup there. It's a lot thicker than the Queensberry that we just tasted. It looks very bright. I think this will be a very bright and bold and brisk cup, but let's have a taste first. So, that is a wonderful tea. Actually, that's probably the best of the ones that we've tasted so far. Typical Muscadet taste, very bold, very brisk. It's a wonderful tea. It's something to get you up in the morning. It's something to get you going. You've got a wonderful flavour profile that comes out right at the back. Now, the only way I can describe this to you, I'm going to give it another taste. You've got almost a taste of fresh cut flowers right at the back of your palate. It's everything that the Queensberry didn't offer us. The Queensberry, I would have expected more from the Queensberry actually, but the Gouravilla really has, brought back the Dimbulas into the forefront there. I quite like that tea. Let's have a look at the final tea that we have today. We have a tea from Moray Estate. Now, personally, I'm a big fan of Moray teas. I really like the flavour that they have. I think, when you make a Moray tea well, you're getting a wonderful flavour that I don't think you can get from any of the other Moray estates. They have this wonderful rosy characteristic that just comes through if the tea is made well, if all the climatic conditions are there. So let's have a look at the actual sample itself. Well, the leaf itself looks very good. It's a nice black leaf, there's no stalk to it. It has a silky texture in the hand. Let's have a look at the actual smell of the leaf itself. There's a wonderful aroma coming from this, that rosy little smell coming through right in the actual aroma of the tea. This tea smells very nice. I'm very impressed with it so far. Let's have an actual taste of the tea. Well, actually, let's have a look at the infusion. Now, the infusion isn't as bright as the Gouravilla. It doesn't have that coppery tinge to it. Let's have a quick smell of this infusion as well. There's a wonderful smell coming off this infusion though. It just smells so fresh, very clean, has that rosy aroma coming through. I'm looking forward to tasting this tea. If we have a look at the actual cup itself, you can see that there's a very thick body to this cup. It's not as light as the Queensberry, it's certainly not as light as the Nuwareliya. As you come down to the Mahagostote region, the teas there are a lot thicker. The Dimbula region sits a little higher in the Dimbula region, so as the higher you go up in elevation, the lighter your tea will be. Now the Mahagostote one, it's a lot thicker. Let's have a taste of this Moray. That's a wonderful cup of Mahagostote tea. That by far is actually the best tea that we've tasted so far. That's so good, I'm going to taste it again. That's a lovely tea. It's bold, it's brisk, but it just has a depth and a character to it that isn't just a punch in your mouth. You've got this wonderful rosy taste on the side of your mouth and the mid to back palate. You're picking up this little floral taste at the back. Now, Moray sits right at the foothills of Adams Peak, and like I said before in the video, this is a wonderful tea region. It gives you a great depth of flavour. It's probably the best tea region in Sri Lanka, if not in the world. So I'm quite impressed with the Moray tea. Let's grade these teas up in how I would rank them. Well, for me, Moray is by far the clear winner, so I'm going to have that one here. Then I'm going to have to go with the Gouravilla. Then I'm going to go with the Mahagostote. This is a very nice tea. It's almost like a venomous snake. It has quite a harsh, astringent quality, but it's also very nice as well. So if you're having a lemon tasting food, this would be a very nice tea for you to have. Then finally, I'm going to put the Queensberry down there. It's got an over-fired, bakey note to it. It's quite unpleasant, if I'm being honest. So that's how I rank them: Moray, Gouravilla, Mahagostote, and then down with Queensberry. Check out the Moray on the website. It's a wonderful tea. It's something that you can either use as your breakfast tea or maybe as an all-day tea. And be sure to tune in to the next episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club to learn more about tea. As ever, drop your comments in the comments section below. We'd love to hear what you guys think. We'd love to hear where you guys are watching this video from. And if you want to talk to us, please tweet us at PMDT. And check out PMDT's Facebook, which is facebook.com/PMDT, to see pictures from some of the estates and some of the general musings on here at the company. So until next time, happy sipping, and I'll catch you guys soon.